A lot of people feel like we're losing our country. One of those people is Roseanne Barr, who recently, at an appearance with Tucker Carlson, got in all sorts of hot water for claiming that the Democrats have effectively overthrown the government.
They overthrew the government of our country, and they haven't even answered for it. And that pisses me off!
First off, Roseanne Barr is a national treasure. Protect Roseanne at all costs. You never, under any circumstance, have to agree with the libs when they are attacking Roseanne. You basically never have to agree with the libs when they're attacking anyone on the right, but do not. Roseanne must be protected. She is very, very funny. Is she even on the right? I don't even know that Roseanne's on the right. She has her own views. She's very, very funny. She has a keen insight into a whole number of matters, and she's heterodox. She doesn't go along with the liberal establishment, so they hate her now, even though she was one of the most famous mainstream comedians in the country for decades. What did she say? She said the Democrats overthrew the government in 2020. What is so controversial about what she said? Think about what the Democrats say about 2020. They say that the Republicans very nearly overthrew the government. They launched a coup d'etat and an insurrection because the Republicans protested dubious election procedures and worked through the Congress and the Senate to raise questions about that election in a precedented way following the Compromise of 1877. It's a long-standing precedented way. Republicans raised some questions, and then what? And some Republicans went to a protest in Washington, D.C., and then showed up at the Capitol, and some of them took selfies in the Capitol Rotunda. And that constituted very nearly overthrowing the American government. Meanwhile, what did the Democrats do in 2020? They changed all the election rules to benefit them. In the days and weeks before the election, they changed like all the election rules, in some cases unconstitutionally, as we see in the widespread mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania, to give themselves an advantage and to reduce the number of ballot security measures that were available and to increase the possibility for fraud and to just radically change how elections are conducted. So if you're going to call either one of those things an overthrow of the American political system, which is it? Is it the thing that Rachel Maddow and the left has been whining about? Or is it the point that Roseanne is making? Go to goodranchers.com/Knowles. As we approach the upcoming election, let me remind you, your voice is not just heard at the ballot box every 4 years. You cast a vote every single day with your dollar, which is why you got to go to Good Ranchers, and not just go to Good Ranchers and get the best meat out there. You got to get the Knowles box at Good Ranchers. You got to vote for me over all their other boxes. Mine has all those beautiful, delicious meats that you're going to want to eat the Michael Knowles diet. Sometimes I post pictures of the meals that sweet little Elisa makes me. So many of them. I guess I can't technically say all of the meals. Some of the meals are vegetarian, but a huge portion of those meals are using Good Ranchers meat, which is the best meat that you're going to get. It's American meat, doesn't have all sorts of artificial crap injected into them. The quality is just absolutely out of this world. As a child of the Mezzogiorno, as a son of Italian-American ancestors, I can tell you I take my meat very seriously. This stuff is absolutely the best, and the prices are out of this world. And you'll get the presidential promo right now. It's worth over $1,200 for 4 years, all sorts of extra bonuses, plus an additional 25% off your first box. What more do you need? Go to goodranchers.com/Knowles. Choose my subscription box especially, but you can really choose any. Use code Knowles at checkout, and you will get America's meat delivered. Roseanne is being much more reasonable here than the entirety of the left, from the grassroots level all the way up to the presidential level, when Biden and Harris say that Trump opposes democracy. When you think about overthrowing the government, it would seem to me that the side that has the side whose supporters have attempted to murder the Republican nominee for president, the former president, twice in the last 100 days, probably deserves a little bit more of the blame. That's just me. Now, turning from Roseanne Barr to Bill Barr, who was no fan of Trump, Trump has been really harsh on Bill Barr. He's called him all sorts of names. Barr, however, has just agreed with a prospect that I raised on this show a couple days ago. He asked why the DOJ would release that letter from the second would-be assassin, alleged assassin of Trump, that made a $150,000 bounty on Trump's head. Bill Barr said the only reason that the DOJ would release that letter would be to incite further violence. Quote, I was dumbfounded that the DOJ made public this morning the contents of the letter that Ryan Routh left with an acquaintance prior to the attempted assassination of former President Trump. That served no purpose other than to risk inciting further violence, and the DOJ could have redacted inflammatory material in that letter. That's the other thing. The DOJ, when they release this kind of stuff, they have all sorts of redactions. Usually, in this case, they say, hey, anyone who finishes the job gets 150 Gs. The only conclusion one can draw is that the DOJ, the department that William Barr has run twice, don't forget, he's been the Attorney General twice at this point, 2 different presidents, that the DOJ was just trying to get Trump killed. Again. Trump was almost killed in Pennsylvania. They almost got him. They were so close. An inexplicable hair's breadth turn of his head is the only reason that Trump's opponents did not succeed in killing him there. Then they try again. Secret Service was a little bit more on alert, and so that one doesn't succeed. And now the DOJ is coming out. This is just Bill Barr's suggestion. DOJ is coming out saying, hey, who wants 150 Gs? Can anybody kill this guy? How come it's so hard to kill this guy? It's like the Roadrunner, we're Wile E. Coyote. 150 grand. Let me know. Maybe they'll post a higher bounty if they can't, the days are running short here. So if they can't get the job done, I don't know, maybe there'll be a new letter. Okay, we're upping the bounty to 300. That was a great clip. Now hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.